There's no proof I dropped my child. They did 5 MRIs, proved that there was nothing wrong with her. She wasn't even unconscious. I bet Miss Colleen lied about that when talking to the people later or whatever. My baby's mother is mad at me right now because the caseworker told me if I know anything I need to report it, or otherwise I wouldn't be being a good parent, because I'd also be leaving my child at risk. In which, yeah, I do believe if I didn't report certain things, I would have been leaving my child at major risk for a lot of these things that she has kept doing, even when this whole court stuff wasn't going on. She told me I needed to report it, or otherwise I could also, if I knew anything about it, I could have my child taken from me, because I allowed these things to go on, and I did not want that to happen. So as soon as she told me about different things, that, like for instance, the whole my baby's mother was staying with my baby's mother's sister, and that's one big red flag right there. She should not be staying with my baby's mother's sister. My baby's mother's sister promotes her to do so much jacked up stuff. When my baby's mother was first pregnant, she had my baby's mother smoking and was popping some pills or some junk, in which my baby's mother, I think I still have the messages from her, where she was almost died. They had to have them come in there and like stick her fingers down her throat, have her try to throw it all up, but her heart rate was really low. She was starting to fall asleep and whatnot, and I kept trying to keep her up. I was like, if I have to, I will call the cops and make them come to that house. This was while I was back in Gainesville and she was there. She had sent me pictures of her stomach and everything while she was pregnant. She was doing all this stuff, these different drugs and whatnot, because of her dad putting her through all this different junk. Like, they were treating her like crap after I left. And he hit her in her stomach a few times, because she told me he hit her in her stomach exactly 4 to 5 times. Or no, 4 to 6 or 7 times. But when she told me this, she said that the reason, I was like, you're pregnant. Why are you jumping into a fight between your sister and your father? She said, because she's not going to let nobody jump on her sister like that. I was like, okay, I can understand that, but you're pregnant. Now, when we came back from Vegas, I was told by my baby's mother, she told me that her mom main issue with me was some stuff about I had broke or cracked my baby's mother's ribs, which, no, when we got back from Vegas, she was constantly having stomach pains, and I was trying to figure out why was she having these stomach pains. I knew she already had the child taken out and everything, and I'm like, what's going on? I cried for so long. My baby's mother lost her first child on Mother's Day. She had to have it taken out on Mother's Day. When she came back, she was having stomach pains for so long, like for a while, and then they got worse and worse. I'm like, what's going on? So I called her dad and asked her dad. I was like, I know they're not gonna let me check her into the hospital without some like anything. Like, I could bring her in there and she could be puking up blood. They would not do anything. There was a case a while back where this, like, I think if she was 70, somewhere between 70 to 80-year-old lady fell inside the hospital right in front of the little front desk, and nobody would help her up. Nobody was able to touch her, and they said that they would not help her until the ambulance was called. And it took like 30 minutes for someone to come get her and pick her up to take her to be looked at and taken care of. Well, when she came back, no, I never hit her or touched her like that, and found out that her having cracked ribs, and the reason why she said she was bleeding and all that was because they said they thought I was hitting her or whatever. No, I'm completely against hitting females. Honestly, I'm against rape, females, hitting females. I don't play about being called gay and whatnot. I have no issue with gay people. I have a bunch of gay friends, but I don't play about being called gay, and I don't use the N-word. I am half black, and I do. Plenty of people told me I have the right to say it if I want to or whatever, which I honestly believe no one should be saying that. It's very derogatory and not a good word to be using about other people, even jokingly or whatever. For so long, nobody would even say that around me, because when I was like in elementary school, I used to get picked on a lot, in which when I got picked on, I never lost a fight. But like they would pick on me, and I really too much didn't have an issue. I just cracked back on them. It's kids making jokes. But when I pissed them off bad enough that they hit me, then we go to fighting. Well, a lot of the people knew growing up that I was not one to be messed with about certain things. That's why they just simply would not use the N word, would not say certain stuff around me. Only recently has a few of my closest friends said it, and that's just because they've gotten so used to saying it while not being around me that it's kind of their thing, and they're like, just chill out about that or whatever. And I don't too much have an issue with it as long as they're not calling me that. My baby's mother still hasn't told her mom about the whole her getting hit in her stomach a bunch of times when she was in Vegas. That's the reason she not didn't only get hit in her stomach, she got hit on her ribs. She had a scratch mark, like a very bad scratch mark on her side from getting slammed on the floor in the room. When I was out there one night, my baby's mother does have a temper. She hit her father, and after she hit him, they was trying to keep me from keeping them apart. My baby's mother's sister's girlfriend is built like a dude. She was in the military. Her name is Shaq or some junk. She was like, you better not go back there and get in between them. That's mother's father-daughter stuff. They need to have that out on their own. If they get their butts whooped, let them be like that. But I'm not going back there to stop them. I was only going back there to keep my baby's mother out of it. I would have picked her up and walked her out of the house. I had money when I went out there. I could have gotten us a motel room or whatever to have her own time to get away from all that. But anyway, after she slapped him and made his tooth bleed, he didn't even know she made his tooth bleed. She just slapped him and knocked his glasses off. He hit her and threw her into the wall, and then she like left that night and went walking somewhere. She walked all the way across Vegas from I think it's called Bruno Road or something, to somewhere on Flamingo or some road. I can pinpoint it on Google Maps, the two places. She walked all the way from one spot to the other to go stay over there. Then she got mad at me for not coming and getting in between it. I was like, first off, I'm in the living room. I had my headphones on. She had done cheated on me a bunch of times. We was broken up. I had no idea what was going on. I wasn't around her or close to her like that. If we wasn't broken up and she hadn't been cheating on me, I would have been around her just as much as I used to be. Whenever we were in the house together, we was usually around each other or doing something with each other. When she went back there, I would have went back there too and just sat there and tried to help keep the peace. I was sitting there with headphones on, playing my music and whatnot, and then all of a sudden I see her coming out the back crying. Her hair's all jacked up, her shirt was ripped, and some other stuff. That was from him slamming her. When he hit her a bunch of times in the stomach, I know he wouldn't have done that had I been out there. The reason why I originally left Vegas was because my baby's mother, her sister, and her girlfriend were trying to jump me one day, and my baby's mother threatened. She was like, she's gonna help them kill me. I was like, and her dad at the time was on my side. He was like, he ain't gonna let them jump me like that. If Shaq, the gay girl that was built like a dude and whatnot, wanted to fight me, she can do that, but just don't touch his other two daughters or whatever. And I was the type of person, I learned martial arts or whatnot, where, like, for instance, on the Karate Kid movie, where Jackie Chan pretty much made the kids beat up themselves. I know stuff like that where I'd either let her tire herself out or whatever, but I wouldn't have touched the other two. Anyway, that night after they had tried to jump me, they turned on her, my baby's mother, and started yelling at her for having her, like, after I was so about to